I'm sitting here in my tub a-scrubbing away the dirt. The week was long, I'm all worn out, but ready for a flirt. My wife keeps on a-telling me about the world at large. How government is so screwed up, especially those in charge. Katrina knocked upon the door while you were on vacation. Congratulations, Mr. Prez, again you stunned the nation. As Commander-in-Chief, our beloved leader-in-cheer, I take this time to tell you what I truly hold most dear, 'cause only fair we hold you to reasonable account, to set a good example and in the right amount. But fair is fair, this is no dare, the world has no illusions, that you and yours are in a state of total obscene confusion. So fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. What Vice can say on a Senate floor, I can say to you. Fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Some law and order in Washington is really overdue. My dear Mr. President, I'm sorry I do not see just what you said and meant about restoring dignity. The Oval Office is no place for blowjobs and such things, like lighting pickled cigars or blowing big smoke rings. All this talk about Jesus and how he died for you. What of the poor and innocent ones who also die so you can drive your big fat cars around like nothing is taboo, and think big thoughts of victory, then clap your hands loud too. I heard Vice is pissed about a guy who did compare Guantanamo to gulags as if it were not fair. He says we treat our captives in all ways most humane. Will he now go to amnesty and let the F word reign? Aw, fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. What Vice can say on a Senate floor, I can say to you. Fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Some law and order in Washington is really overdue. I hear that you're quite pleased with our progress in Iraq. What a bloody fucking stinking mess you made with your attack. You call it America's golden time, what has become so rotten? Be sure that in 100 years the world won't have forgotten. You neocons convinced yourselves that you're the better batters, that America invented all and nothing else matters. For you, counting votes is one more thing to preempt. Don't be so damn surprised while we hold you in contempt. You lied your way into a war and now it's going bad. I never understood what for unless it's 'cause you're mad. You were so hot to rule the land and screw your enemies, but now you do just the same to your constituencies. So fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. What Vice can say on a Senate floor, I can say to you. Fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Some law and order in Washington is really overdue. You say it's getting better, but I see it's getting worse. I've seen all along you were talking about your purse. Now that the cat has left the bag 100-fold or two, it's time again to wash my eyes and proudly yell not true. What can I teach my kids about living on these shores? You cook the books and stack the deck and coddle the have-mores. You've played the game of life with a borrowed set of tools. A graduate of Yale, a professor of bar stools. So as a wild-eyed patriot, it is my duty to say, I'm glad you won a second term, 'cause now you're gonna pay a political price for you and Vice, and your hand is a nail. Oh, king of dupe, what a strange loop, you've bitten your own tail. So fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. What Vice can say on a Senate floor, I can say to you. Fuck you, Mr. President, Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Some law and order in Washington is really overdue. You like to change the rules in the middle of the game. This seems to be your holy way of dealing with the blame. You never like book learning and don't know what is shame. How can you be so sure that it will all add up to fame? You had to start a war and create a deficit to stiff-arm the world into a mold it won't fit. Is this war of yours against real adversaries, or do you just need someone with whom to disagree? You sell freedom tonic as the mother of all lies. What a flamin' hypocrite hides inside your disguise. But know for sure you earned a place in world history beside the biggest thugs and swine of royal infamy. Come on, everybody. Clap your hands. Sing along. So, fuck you, Mr. President Dick Cheney, fuck you too. What Fox can say on the Senate floor, I can say to you. Fuck you, Mr. President Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Law and order in Washington is really overdue. Fuck you, Mr. President Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Your wives deserve much better, yet they shacked up with you. Fuck you, Mr. President Dick Cheney, fuck you too. Your wives deserve much better, but maybe that's not true. Oh, Lord, did that ever feel good.